Can't Kill the Rooster. When I was young, my father was transferred, and our family moved from western New York State to Raleigh, North Carolina. IBM had relocated a great many Northerners, and together we made relentless fun of our new neighbors and their pokey, backward way of life. Rumors circulated that the locals ran stills out of their tool sheds and referred to their house cats as good eatin'. Our parents discouraged us from using the titles ma'am or sir when addressing a teacher or shopkeeper. Tobacco was acceptable in the form of a cigarette, but should any of us experiment with plug or snuff, we would automatically be disinherited. Mountain Dew was forbidden, and our speech was monitored for the slightest hint of a Raleigh accent. Use the word y'all, and before you knew it, you'd find yourself in a haystack French-kissing an underage goat. Along with the grits and hush puppies, the abbreviated form of you all was a dangerous step on an insidious path leading straight to the doors of the Baptist church. We might not have been the wealthiest people in town, but at least we weren't one of them. Our family remained free from outside influence until 1968, when my mother gave birth to my brother, Paul, a North Carolina native, who has since grown to become both my father's best ally and worst nightmare. This is the grown man who now phones his father to say, "Motherfucker, I ain't seen pussy in so long I'd throw stones at it." My brother's voice, like my own, is high-pitched and girlish. Telephone solicitors frequently ask to speak to our husbands or request that we put our mommies on the line. The Raleigh accent is soft and beautifully cadenced, but my brother's is a more complex hybrid, informed by his professional relationships with marble-mouthed deep country work crews and his abiding love of hardcore rap music. He talks so fast that even his friends have a hard time understanding him. It's like listening to a foreigner and deciphering only shit, motherfucker, bitch, and the single phrase, "You can't kill the rooster." The rooster is what Paul calls himself when he's feeling threatened. Asked how he came up with the name, he says only, "Certain motherfuckers think they can fuck with my shit, but you can't kill the rooster. You might can fuck him up sometimes, but bitch, nobody kills a motherfucking rooster. You know what I'm saying?" It often seems that my brother and I were raised in two completely different households. He's 11 years younger than I am, and by the time he reached high school, the rest of us had all left home. When I was young, we weren't allowed to say, "shut up." But once the rooster hit puberty, it had become acceptable to shout, "Shut your motherfucking hole!" The drug laws had changed as well. No smoking pot became no smoking pot in the house, before it finally petered out to, "Please don't smoke pot anymore in the living room." My mother was, for the most part, delighted with my brother, and regarded him with the bemused curiosity of a brood hen discovering she has hatched a completely different species. "I think it was very nice of Paul to give me this vase," she once said, arranging a bouquet of wild flowers into the skull-shaped bong my brother had left on the dining room table. "It's non-traditional, but that's the rooster's way. He's a free spirit, and we're lucky to have him." Like most everyone else in our suburban neighborhood, we were raised to meet a certain standard. My father expected me to attend an Ivy League university where I'd make straight A's, play football, and spend my off hours strumming guitar with the student jazz combo. My inability to throw a football was exceeded only by my inability to master the guitar. My grades were average at best, and eventually I learned to live with my father's disappointment. Fortunately, there were 6 of us children, and it was easy to get lost in the crowd. My sisters and I managed to sneak beneath the wire of his expectations, but we worried about my brother, who was seen as the family's last hope. His response to our father's impossible and endless demands has, over time, become something of a mantra. Short and sweet, repeated at a fever pitch, it goes simply, "Fuck it." Or, on one of his more articulate days, "Fuck it, motherfucker, that shit don't mean fuck to me." My brother politely ma'ams and sirs all strangers, but refers to friends and family, his father included, as either bitch or motherfucker. Friends are appalled at the way he speaks to his only remaining parent. The two of them once visited my sister Amy and me in New York City, and we celebrated with a dinner party. When my father complained about his aching feet, the rooster set down his 2-liter bottle of Mountain Dew and removed a fistful of prime rib from his mouth, saying, "Bitch, you need to have them ugly-ass bunions shaved down is what you need to do, but you can't do shit about it tonight, so lighten up, motherfucker." All eyes went to my father, who chuckled, saying only, "Well, I guess you have a point." My father likes to talk about money. Spending doesn't interest him in the least, especially as he grows older. He prefers money as a concept, and often uses terms such as annuity and fiduciary, words definitely not listed in the dictionary of mindless entertainment. It puts my ears to sleep, but still, when he talks, I pretend to listen to him, if only because it seems like the mature thing to do. When my father talks finance to my brother, Paul will cut him off saying, "Fuck the stock talk, Hoss, I ain't investing in shit." The two of them are unapologetically blunt. It's a quality my father admires so much, he's able to ignore the foul language completely. "That Paul," he says, "now there's a guy who knows how to communicate." When words fail him, the rooster has been known to communicate with his fists, which, though quick and solid, are no larger than a couple of tangerines. At 5'4", he's shorter than I am, stocky, but not exactly intimidating. The year he turned 30, we celebrated Christmas at the home of my oldest sister, Lisa. Paul arrived a few hours late with scraped palms and a black eye. There had been some encounter at a bar, but the details were sketchy. "Some motherfucker told me to get the fuck out of his motherfucking face, so I said, 'Fuck off, fuckface.'" "Then what?" "Then he turned away and I reached up and punched him on the back of his motherfucking neck." "What happened next?" "What the fuck do you think happened next, bitch? I ran like hell and the motherfucker caught up with me in the motherfucking parking lot. He was all beefy, all flexed up and shit. The motherfucker had a taste for blood and he just pummeled my ass." "When did he stop?" My brother tapped his fingertips against the tabletop for a few moments before saying, "I'm guessing he stopped when he was fucking finished." The physical pain had passed, but it bothered Paul that his face was all lopsided and shit for the fucking holidays. That said, he retreated to the bathroom with my sister Amy's makeup kit and returned to the table with 2 black eyes, the second drawn on with mascara. This seemed to please him, and he wore his matching bruises for the rest of the evening. "Did you get a load of that fake black eye?" my father asked. "That guy ought to do makeup for the movies. I'm telling you, the kid's a real artist." Unlike the rest of us, the rooster has always enjoyed our father's support and encouragement. Eventually, my brother fell into the floor sanding business. It's hard work, but he enjoys the satisfaction that comes with a well-finished rec room. He thoughtfully called his company Silly P's Hardwood Floors, Silly P being the name he would have chosen were he a rap star. When my father suggested that the word silly might frighten away some of the upper-tier customers, Paul considered changing the name to Silly Fucking P's Hardwood Floors. After all these years, our father has never understood that we, his children, tend to gravitate toward the very people he spent his life warning us about. Most of us have left town, but my brother remains in Raleigh. He was there when our mother died, and still, years later, continues to help our father grieve. "The past is gone, Hoss. What you need now is some motherfucking pussy." While my sisters and I offer our sympathy long distance, Paul is the one who arrives at our father's house on Thanksgiving Day, offering to prepare traditional Greek dishes to the best of his ability. It is a fact that he once made a tray of spanakopita using Pam rather than melted butter. Still, though, at least he tries. When a hurricane damaged my father's house, my brother rushed over with a gas grill, 3 coolers full of beer, and an enormous fuck-it bucket, a plastic pail filled with jawbreakers and bite-sized candy bars. "When shit brings you down, just say fuck it, and eat yourself some motherfucking candy." There was no electricity for close to a week. The yard was practically cleared of trees, and rain fell through the dozens of holes punched into the roof. It was a difficult time, but the two of them stuck it out, my brother placing his small, scarred hand on my father's shoulder to say, "Bitch, I'm here to tell you that it's gonna be all right. We'll get through this shit, motherfucker. Just you wait."